reporting on the games you love by people who love to game. The MMO Reporter Network.
MMO Reporter's PAX Prime coverage is brought to you by Dragon Fantasy, The Black Tome of Ice, a 16-bit styled JRPG coming soon on Steam, iOS, Android, 3DS, and Wii U. Hey everybody, Chris here from MMO Reporter, and I am at the Versus Evil booth for our first interview of PAX Prime, talking to Lance James, Community Director for Guild of Dungeoneering. Very excited to see the new expansion that's coming out. We played the game when it came out live. Can you tell us a little bit about this new expansion that's coming out for the game?
Yeah, we're super excited about it. Obviously, it's a great game to begin with. To add in the expansion, Pirate's Cove adds in a great pirate theme, just art style and characters. 3 new Dungeoneer classes, around 20 some odd new dungeons for you guys to go through. Tons of new items, new abilities, new traits. Lots of pirate speak, which is just fantastic. Pirate puns, pirate humor. Lots of pirate stuff. Just makes the game adds to the humor and flavor of the game.
And we were also mentioning when we were talking earlier, one of my favorite parts of the original game was the soundtrack. I listened to that soundtrack. You guys were kind enough to send me a copy of it. I listen to it regularly as I'm playing other games. Shh, don't tell anyone. I turn off their sound. I listen to the soundtrack. Is there any new music coming with the expansion?
Yeah, that was definitely one of the things that stood out about the first game was the amazing soundtrack by Steve Gregan. We're proud to say he's making more original soundtracks or music for Pirate's Cove, and you'll hear a little bit of it in the demo, but plenty more in the game. It's fantastic.
So you mentioned 3 new Dungeoneers. Can you let us know what those are?
Yeah, so we're showing off the Swashbuckler today and the Drunken Sailor. The other one we're kind of saving. As you can imagine, Swashbuckler is kind of like a French swashbuckler, I guess, for lack of a better term. And Drunken Sailor is just that. He's a drunk sailor. He's got lots of fantastic drunken moves, like Fall Over is one of his good moves. Yeah.
I was going to say, so, playstyle-wise, what do you do with a Drunken Sailor?
Yeah, he's fantastic. So he's got like a drunken swing. He'll fall over. His character trait's actually, it's called rum. So when he gets low on health, he takes a swig of rum, gets some extra health, which is fantastic. Swashbuckler is also fun. It's like nothing against the French, but he's kind of a cocky French guy. So it's fantastic. So all his humor, it's all very cocky, very arrogant. It's hilarious. It's good to see.
That's fantastic. And that's one of the things that really came across, I think, to the entire community and everyone who played it was the quality of the humor. And that's a very hard line to sort of go on, because if you go too goofy, then it's just dumb. And if you don't go goofy enough, then it doesn't quite catch like yours did. When you were designing the game, as you were working through releasing this game, how hard of an edge was that to follow to make sure that you made this really fantastic game?
Yeah, so the developer, Gammerness and Column, the main guy, very cognizant of the fact that, first and foremost, it's got to be a fun game. The humor was kind of like a natural add-on into it, but they're very aware of making sure the gameplay is first and foremost. Humor is just a nice little addition that, if it works out, it works out. If they have to cut a bunch of lines, they do that. But, their focus is all about the fun gameplay. The humor is just a nice add-in that they add in, but it's definitely not a focus. But it's just, nice little add-in to throw in there.
So for those of you who haven't played the game yet, this is, to really get it to the basic, this is a card game. So you're going to go into dungeons, and you've got these Dungeoneers who have abilities on their own, so they kind of affect everything that you do. But then you get cards that can do physical damage or magic damage, and there's blocks, there's damage, and there's variables within there, and it's a lot of fun. Any new sort of mechanics on that level of things that you're adding with the expansion?
So there's tons of new items, which give you new abilities, new stat increases. There are several new traits. Rum was being one of them that you can't acquire, or some enemies may have. Obviously, the Drunken Sailor has it to begin with. I think there's 40 or 39 new items, maybe it's 29 new items. We do math real quick. 4 times 4. 4 times. Yeah, there's a bunch of new items, fantastic items. Combat overall stays the same, so it's still magic damage, physical damage. Lots of new combat cards, which is fantastic. So each new Dungeoneer class has his own base card set that he uses. But more of the same. Obviously, we've done lots of updates since launch to kind of improve and balance and tweak. But it's more of the same, largely.
And so the game didn't launch that long ago. It's still a fairly new game, and already we're looking at the expansion. What's your time frame for getting this expansion out to your players?
Yeah, so we're actually coming out very, very soon. We haven't announced the date just yet, but it will be soon. I'll say that much.
And that's trademarked.
Yes, with a TM, definitely. We'll be announcing the release date very, very soon. Fantastic stuff in September happening, like Speak Like a Pirate Day. I'll throw it out there. So I'll throw it out there. But yeah, the game launched in July. This is the first expansion, adding in a ton of content. We're all, keep that going, definitely.
So when you are done doing your day job and you go home and you play Guild of Dungeoneering, how do you play the game? What's your class that you like to play, and how do you like to approach things?
So it depends. Obviously, I've played a lot. Favorite class is definitely the Ranger. I'm a big fan of the swift attacks and the quick attacks, obviously. Oftentimes, those are, for me, the difference between life and death. If I get in that early damage on the last hit. Cartomancer is fun. You can definitely do some crazy things. They have tons of health there. Then stacking certain items. Like if you stack enough fire items to get that Ignite, I think it's Fire 3, that slowed damage, damage over time, that tick damage, fantastic. I just like having fun, kind of exploring, kind of comboing up the abilities with Dungeoneer classes. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for your time, Lance. Looking forward to seeing Pirates Cove when it comes out soon, trademarked. And thanks for taking the time to chat with us.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for watching the video, everybody. Don't forget to check out all the other podcasts at MMOreporter.com or by clicking on any of the links here. And please check out our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MMOreporter. Thanks, everyone, and see you in game.